What would you think about making a playlist with songs about their lore from every album, kind of like how you did the Clancy Breach compilation a couple of weeks ago? I'm calling it the Trench Saga. That's a working title. We can come up with a better title, I'm sure, as we go through this. And the vision behind this is to build out a 14-track, maybe 15 or 16 if we need to, album that is just a solid collection of the lore through the music. Regardless of whether or not these songs have had lore-related music videos, we're really just looking at which songs serve to tell the best story. So for instance, just as a hypothetical, I'm not preemptively saying anything, but as a hypothetical, a song like The Outside has a lore-filled music video related to it, but the song itself might be something that we choose to not include on a list like this in favor of something like Bandito, which doesn't have a music video but is very clearly lore-related. I predict, most likely, this will be a very Trench-heavy album, just because Trench had the most songs connected to the lore of any of the albums, but it's not going to be exclusively Trench, right? That's not, the point here isn't just to list all the songs from Trench. I do want this to be a realistic album in the sense of not something that's like 30 songs long. It can be more than 14 if it needs to be. I would like to keep it to 14, but we have some wiggle room. I do not want to end it with Truce. I don't hate the idea, but I think Drag Path is a better final ending to the story. That note, let us start by just simply putting drag, I'll make this all caps lock, why not? Drag Path at the end. I think what we should do, first of all, is start listing out, in no particular order, a series of songs that will make the cut, or might make the cut, a series of suggestions. So for instance, I think we can say, yes, Trapdoor, potentially. Trapdoor. Oh, Flightless Birds, I like the idea, but I don't think we can really include it. There just isn't quite enough. Jumpsuit, obviously. Or actually, first, Heavy Dirty Soul. Very Soul. Goner. Talks about Blurry Face. The Judge. It's a possibility, but probably won't make the cut. I'll say Levitate for now. Probably won't make the cut. Obviously, Morph. Not To My Blood. Not Chlorine. Not Smithereens. Neon Gravestones should probably be there. Right. No hype. Nico and the Niners, obviously. Cut My Lip. Bandito. And then Leave the City. So, a lot of options from, what is that? 7 songs from Trench. Skilled and Icy, I think I would say maybe The Outside. Maybe. No Chances, and then Redecorate. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think lyrically Heavy Dirty Soul is a lore song. I feel like it's only on this list because of its a music video. I think lyrically you can make an argument that it is a lore song. It doesn't name drop anything. So I see it kind of as like a prologue song, right? It sets up the story that we see. There's an infestation of my mind's imagination, right? Describing the story. Dema takes place in his mind's imagination. There's this infestation of vilism, which is a hijacked religion. It's infested Trench. And then also the fact that City Walls ends with the start of Heavy Dirty Soul. That's kind of the biggest thing that connects it to the lore in a lot of ways. Overcompensate should potentially, it's an option, because it samples Bandito. I'll put Backslide on for now. Midwest Indigo, no. Routines of the Night, maybe. It's a bit of a stretch. You could make an argument that a lot of the songs like these off of Clancy tie into the lore because they're like from Clancy's perspective, who's the character in the story. I just don't know if they really make sense as like lore songs. No Chances is a weird one. I always feel it as a lore song, but I don't know if we ever found out how it was connected, or is it just me? So they say We Come For You, No Chances in the live stream. The bishops say that to the citizens of Dema. Generally, more specifically, maybe directly at Clancy. It kind of is a song that combines the voices of the bishops saying We Come For You, there's no chance of escape, to the banditos saying we've got people on the way, we're coming to rescue you, right? So there's like that duality playing throughout that song. And it is one of the most explicitly lore-related songs on Skilled and Icy, if not the only explicitly lore-related song on Skilled and Icy. Paladin Straight, though, and then obviously City Walls. The Contract, maybe. It's not necessarily going to be on here. Intentions and Drag Path. Obviously, we have way too many songs here. All right, let's start building out from the bottom because that's where we have space. And we can reorder some of these things. Right now, I kind of want to just cut it down to the core 14. songs. For now, I'm going to put intentions here. We can make an argument if we want both intentions and drag path. I think there's a version of this that we could build out that doesn't include intentions and just ends with drag path. Truce and leave the city. I think those are kind of similar and those should sort of go in the middle. Tally, intentions, drag path, sure. The contract, I'll say for now, but might cut that. City walls, definitely. Okay, so we have basically everything here made it. All right. Paladin straight, that has to, obviously. That has to stay on the album, no matter what. Routines of the night, backslide, I think we're going to have to cut those. I'm going to, for now, just keep no chances and cut redecorate and the outside. I can be persuaded to bring back redecorate, but we're already almost out of space. For now, leave the city makes the cut. Bandito has to make the cut, obviously. I mean, these are kind of story songs. Nico and the Niners, we're now out of room again. I think I'm going to preemptively cut levitate. We can't have all of these. I think I'm gonna cut the judge. It's a bit too vague. Car torch death, I'm gonna cut that. I think this one, I don't know. It does describe a lot of lore elements in some ways, but it's kind of a song that's sung outside Dema, if that makes sense, right? If Dema's Entrench is a world that's taking place inside Tyler's head, if you want to envision it like that. Migraine is talking about the migraine inside his head, the battle inside his head. That is the story of Trench. Or, you know, the Trench saga. So it's from the perspective of not being in it. So it's like kind of an external to lore song. I don't know. I'm inclined to cut it for now. Trapdoor is a fire opener, but Heavy Dirty Soul is also a fire opener. But I do see, you know, the lyric of like, everyone gather around for a show, watch as this man disappear, you know, all that kind of stuff. Introing us into the album. I don't know. I think we have to keep Goner. It's just he name drops Blurry Face. Like, I don't know that we can cut that one. I think we're going to have to cut Fairly Local, unfortunately. It could really work, like, from the perspective of Blurry Face, which is what it is. I might cut out intentions because that kind of takes the story in a different direction right at the end, towards starting it all over again. And the drag path of ending is more of a final ending. And I want to kind of have this be like the complete saga with the final ending. So let's cut out intentions for now. Another idea is to actually, this is a little weird, but another idea is to actually have City Walls go into Heavy Dirty Soul, go into Drag Path. I don't know if that makes sense. But City Walls into Heavy Dirty Soul, right? Like City Walls ends with him becoming Nico. There's an infestation of my mind's imagination now. And then that ends, right? Death inspires me like a dog inspires a rabbit. Can you say my Heavy Dirty Soul? That final plea, right? Song ends, we go into Drag Path when I see the Devil's Eyes. Paladin Straight, I kind of want to put right before City Walls. Because I feel like the end of Paladin Straight going right into City Walls works really well. What if Goner goes into No Chances? Because in Goner, he's saying, I've got two faces, Blurry's the one I'm not. I need your help to take him out. Don't let me be gone. Then No Chances starts. There's no chance, right? The bishop speaking to Clancy, you have no chance of making it out. You're done for. And then we have the banditos come in. We've got people on the way. The help that he was just pleading for is on the way. It's coming. I'm gonna do that for now. There are kind of going to be two halves to this, right? There's the first half, which sets up the story, and that's where we have songs like Trapdoor, Morph, Neon Gravestones, Bandito, all of that kind of stuff. And then we've got a second half that is the battle saga. So again, we can add two more if we really need to. I want to try to keep it to 14 and see if we can do that to make it really concise. Let's look at the first half for a little bit. I think either Trapdoor or Jumpsuit should open. Jumpsuit would be a strong opening. You know, pressures of a new place, right? We're into this thing. It could go Trapdoor into Jumpsuit. Then we're kind of launching into the story building. And I think Nico and the Niners should probably be towards the end of that story building, because it's saying, okay, here's the story we've set up. Now we're going to try to get out of this Dema that we just described to you. Just going to move Truce down here. I'm not going to put them in that order, but what if we do Trapdoor into Jumpsuit into Morph? Trapdoor, nobody knows he's alive. We got to keep trying so Clancy isn't dead. He's starting the new cycle in Jumpsuit. He's starting all over again, and then this is the final attempt, the full, complete story. That's kind of my thinking. Introducing Trench, introducing Nico, introducing who he is as Bandito, who Clancy is as Bandito, who the Banditos are. Then I think we should have Neon Gravestones. And then he's saying, okay, I've set up and I've described this world of Dema and what it is, what the city is. Now I want to leave. I think this is what I'm going to do. Move all of this down. Then have Nico and the Niners go here. Leave the city. He's kind of losing his resolve. Then we go into Goner. He's lost his resolve. He's crying for help. He can't do it on his own. The bishops are like, you're right. Can't do it on your own. No one's coming for you. We're coming to recapture you or whatever. The Banditos answer his call. We get the reiteration of his resolve. I'm a Bandito, right? We get that appearing again in Overcompensate. And then the contract, maybe even just in reference to everything in the past, all the other failed attempts, talking about how he's betrayed him so many times. And then Tally, despite all of that, you still believe in me, into the final battle, the Battle of Paladin Strait, City Walls, Heavy Dirty Soul, Drag Path. The contract could even be him reiterating his resolve, saying, I promised you a contract, let's go fulfill this contract, right? That's another spin on it. Like, Overcompensate into Tally, I think, can work quite well. Tally ends, right? And then we bring in that darker melody of the contract, launching into this final battle. All right, so here we go. The Trench Saga, I'm pretty happy with this. We did have to cut certain songs I might have liked to see there. There might be some controversy about starting this with Trapdoor. I can see an argument to cut that and just start with Jumpsuit, but I don't hate this at all.